Hello again. So if you click this video, that means that my clickbait worked. Yes! So anywho, while you're watching this video, why don't you learn about a new webtoon? Today I'm going to talk about Athena's complex, and I'm going to answer the question, is Athena's complex accurate to Greek mythology? We'll find out now. But first, a synopsis about Athena's complex. Athena's complex is based around Greek mythology, and it revolves 21st present day Korea. It is about the goddess Athena, and she kind of is a little upset after their last great war, whereas Poseidon revolted against Olympus, and he was defeated and tried to live the rest of his days out in the form of a human being. Athena has some other beef with Poseidon, mainly being that she was helplessly in love with him and he constantly went to several other women, but that's beside the point. So now, the fact that he's in his human form, she wants to take this chance to get revenge. How she plans to get revenge is to make the reincarnation of Poseidon, whose name is Adrian, fall in love with her. And then when he is at the peak of his love, she's going to smash him down, just as she had been done. This obviously does not work, as there are a lot of obstacles along the way. But there are a lot of things about this webtoon that I quite enjoy, and one of them is how much they put Greek mythology into their story. As always with me, preferably, I look at the artwork, and I absolutely love the artwork in the panels that Athena's complex has to offer. I am a colorful person, so vivid colors and vivid anime-like style always respond to me more than anything else. That's why I won't watch certain webtoons like Murs or the like, because their art style is just not what I'm looking for. I'm not saying that they're great stories, or well, whether they're not great stories. It's just the art style is the first thing that I do look for. Oh, also my favorite character is Artemis, if you haven't seen by the thumbnail and by this picture that I'm going to show again. I mean, I just love how beautiful she is. She's so beautifully drawn. When she first came through the scene, I fell in love instantly. So I really appreciate the art style, and that's one of the main things that responds to me more than anything else. But now other points about the webtoon that I do enjoy. I love how Athena is portrayed, because I'm not a huge buff on Greek mythology. You know, I've only played God of War, so that doesn't really count. And I just love how Athena is portrayed in this webtoon. She's so powerful, she's fierce, like she is a really strong god, probably after Zeus herself, which actually upon reviewing the material for this video, she's the second most powerful god in all of Greek mythology. Also, I like how the characters are portrayed in Athena's complex. I feel that their character quite equally matches the personality that are told in ancient lore, like how Ares is war-driven and how Artemis is quiet and conservative. I really like the personalities, and I feel that they're very accurate to the webtoon of Athena's complex. There will be a marker in the title of this video, but I'm going to be covering chapters 1 and from the current chapter, which I think is in the 60s or 70s. It'll be down in the description below. Then going forward, I will update my videos to that, and of course there will be accurate markers down in the descriptions below. But now the main point, after just praising this webtoon, how accurate is Athena's complex to Greek mythology? Honestly, in my opinion, it's pretty accurate, but of course there will probably be someone who is more proficient in Greek mythology to tell me otherwise. While researching the material for this webtoon, there are things that are accurate and there are things that are not, as in any fictional work. For starters, it is true, Athena is the father of Zeus and the son of Metis. While there are other lores that say that she had no mother and Zeus birthed her out of his head, but other than that, it's true that Zeus is the father of Athena and Metis is her mother, who is a nymph. There are certain legends that there was a prophecy that Zeus would have a child more powerful than him. So there are many legends that say that he swallowed up Metis to prevent that prophecy, but the child had already been conceived. Athena is the goddess of wisdom, courage, inspiration, civilization, law, justice, strategic warfare, mathematics, strength, strategy, the arts, crafts, and skill. So you see, she has a lot of things on her belt. Now, her backstory is pretty accurate. Now, this is where it's debatable. So, Athena in Athena's complex loves Poseidon, like very, very much. And while Athena and Poseidon do have some deep history, it's not really recorded that they were in love with each other. Well, there's a story about they were in love with each other, but then there are many stories that say that they were never in love with each other. Now, Poseidon, on the other hand, slept with all kinds of people from what my research has told. And he did sleep with Aphrodite, which in Athena's complex is what ticks Athena off. Now, there are some stories about who Athena does fall in love with, but I'm going to get to that at the end. But other than that, Athena, in a lot of cases, was a virgin who had never found love. Now, as for Poseidon's revolution, in a lot of what I've researched, he didn't, but there are records of him revolting against Olympus. As the story of Athena's complex, Metis persuades him to revolt against Olympus, and so that's what he did. Again, I say there are many stories because upon researching it, there are so many variations of or retellings of Greek mythology that it was actually hard to keep up. So I'm kind of trying to bring both sides to light. The family tree is pretty accurate, but I don't know about Poseidon being like the temporary father to Artemis and Apollo. Now, they are twins who were born by the goddess Leto, who was hated. So when it was discovered that she had kids, the gods tried everything in their power to make sure that the kids were not born. But again, the story is exaggerated, and while it is still accurate to the source material, again, there were going to be some variations along the way. Now, finally, I want to talk about Athena and Ares, because this is actually a prediction of what's going to happen in the later chapters of Athena's complex. So it is true that while Athena is the goddess of war, Ares is the god of war, so they're both counterparts, and they did go to war many times. But upon researching some stories about the two of them, they actually fall in love, which quite surprised me. And Zeus was not okay with this, and he did everything in his power to stop them two from being in love. I guess the fact that they went to war all the time, I guess feelings arose. But going forward with the webtoon Athena's complex, I think what's going to happen is Athena is going to fall in love for Ares, because Ares is still alive. It's just he's now a little bitty puppy. And that's going to add a new twist to the story. It would make sense for the both of them to fall in love, because in that arc in which Ares and Athena fought, Ares really acted like he was in love with Athena. Like, I mean, it was like, you must look at me and look at me only. Like, no one else. I am the only thing that matters. And he spent 2,000 years to be prepared to fight her. I felt that there was more going on than just him wanting to beat her. I feel that he really, really, really is into her. So that would make sense if the author made it to where the two of them started to fall in love. Because, I mean, she didn't want to kill him, and I guess there's more to it than that. So the case in point of this video, is Athena's complex accurate to Greek mythology? Yes, no, yes and no. While it does take a lot of key points of Greek mythology and add it to the story, which is beautiful, again, it does kind of add its own twist to it. And that's what being a writer is about, being original. So I'm not faulting you for that. But I do respect how it's trying to keep to the source material as much as it can. If you want to read Athena's complex, I will leave a link in the description below. If this video was helpful to you, or if you enjoy listening to it for some reason, leave a like and a subscribe for more webtoon content. With that being said, I thank you for watching, listening, and have a good day.